Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. That's working. That's working. That is probably working, but I don't have time to see. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. We're gonna lean into the good enough, you guys. That's what we're doing. And that's fine. Okay. Good. Lurks. Friends before frames. Very important. Take care of our people. Oh, you ended. Always ending. Very sneak. Very sneak. Okay. And I have to make sure to pull up I pull up my control, my dashboard, because we're gonna have to switch at some point. We're gonna have to turn off raids and all that stuff. You guys know. Not gonna do it now. We'll do it before we start, but okay. Okay, we're all set to do that. I've got it pulled up so I, can't mess it up too badly. I'll still mess it up. It's just a question of how badly. We want to mitigate the badly. Oh, shoot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Boom. Oh, wow. Greetings. Salutations all. Very good to see you. How you doing? How you doing? You survived the week. You made it to a weekend's eve. That's pretty cool. Congratulations to you. Oh, okay. Okay, we got it. We got our anti-tilt T. We ready? We going? We zooming? Let me catch up. Bunch of tests from me. That's something I'm gonna have to do at the outset now, is like test all the different platforms to make sure everything's pushing correctly. Absolutely ridiculous. Guts, good to see you. You got here first. That's crazy. Hiya, Guts. Hiya, Jar. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Wild, how you doing, Wild? Welcome, welcome. On all of the platforms, I swear, I don't deserve you, Wild. I appreciate you. Blinker fluid. What? Pfft. Why, I've scarcely even got here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Let me see. Get that eye drop content. Probably good, probably wise. Geez, that first one scared me. I don't know why. It's like, when is it? It's like Chinese water torture. When's it gonna drip? When's it gonna drip? We got it. We got the drip. We got the drip. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, unbelievable. Alright. Thank you for the eye drop content. Gotcha, appreciate you. Appreciate that blinker fluid. Mel, it's good to see you, Cap. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Aki, welcome, sir. Bluegrass, a pleasure. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome. Lucky, I count myself lucky to see you guys coming back. Ty, I appreciate the bandwidth, my friend. I appreciate it an awful lot. Pre, good to see you, Doctor. Good to see you. Some royalty talk, it's true. Can't wait for next week. What? What about next week? What's next week? What? Struggling. So much running around today in the heat. Yeah, y'all are living in that ridiculousness. Sounds like it. Balls to the wall and mileage and dealing with stupid. Oh, with stupid. Oh, might be time to replace this keyboard. Getting double letters when I don't want them. I thought you were just expressing angst in the form of mashing keys, you know? A little bit of color, a little bit of texture to your language, like Duckling does. Duckling does that. She adds fun stuff in there, so the words have got, texture's the right word. Yeah. Also, it's a skosh too humid in here. I can feel it. I have to go turn off that humidifier. If I can feel the humidity, something's gone wrong. I gotta say, lurking and reading. Love it. I love that. Love that. Boo, on all counts. On all counts, right. On all counts. James, good to see you, James number 2. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing so gosh darn good that you can hardly stand it. Got into some jelly bellies. 'Twas a mistake. Oh, yeah, no, they're not allowed in my proximity, Mel. Nope. Nope, no. Mileage, I don't mind. It's what I do. The stupid, I wish I could get rid of low. They frown on that. Yeah. Something. Get rid of warning label. Something. Yeah, let Darwin sort them out, etc. Yeah. Natural selection, indeed. F it, we ball. That's right, Guts. That's right. That's the motto. Or something. Beam me up, Gus. There's no intelligent life here in Ohio. Hashtag good enough. That's right. That's our hashtag for our stream. That's our hashtag for all of you knowing me. Hey, what's Gus like? Oh, well, he's, hashtag good enough. Hi, Wild. Hello. 40 minutes before he stops the raid. That's right. Perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. Remember me. Oh, how I remember you. Of course I do. What do you mean? I do remember you. I'm doing all right, James. I'm doing all right. I'm glad to be back here with you guys. It's been a long road to get to tonight's topic. A lot of work has gone into this, so I'm excited to finally be sharing it with you guys. To finally be hitting this material. We've had a weird, confluence of events the past month that's kept me from concluding this, and and in all of that time, because, well, I'll talk more about it later. I gotta catch up. Come to Virginia. It will make you miss Ohio. Well, depends on where in Virginia. Up near D.C., you're correct. Down near Virginia Beach, not so bad, depending on the time of year. Hate driving here. People drive like maniacs. She says. Virginia Beach. Spent 2.5 years in that area. Jar knows a thing or two. Got a D&D game starting next week. Oh, I see. That's when it fires up. I got you, Aki. I got you. That sounds like fun. Glad you're looking forward to it. Looking forward to hearing how it goes. Jar, I hear Florida drivers aren't much better. Well, the thing is, you guys, all drivers are bad. There's so many bad drivers out there. And that, you know why that is? Because your definition of what a bad driver is different from what my definition of a bad driver is. I mean, there's probably some overlap. But then again, there are many folks out there hearing my words beamed through the power of the internet, even now, who say a good driver is someone who goes 10 miles an hour under the speed limit at all times. And that's because it's a speed limit, you guys. We ought to live in the space probably 10 to 5 miles an hour under the speed limit. That's where we ought to live. The limit is for emergencies. There are those out there, even now, saying those words, and they think they're the good drivers. So, every state has bad drivers. Every single one of them. Because it depends on what you mean by bad drivers. Now, me, I'm an efficiency guy. I'm real big on efficiency. I'm less strict on the letter of the law, and I'm much bigger on the spirit of the law. So I'm a very efficient driver. Because I believe the best thing that you can do to serve everybody around you, the most conscientious action that you could take, is to do everything as efficiently as possible. None of this waving along stuff. No. If it is your turn, you go. Period. That's it. There is no negotiation here. There is no, this is the nice thing to do. No, the nice thing to do is to move your happy ass along. The nice thing for me to do is to get out of your way. The nice thing for me to do is to, if you want to speed, to get out of your way. So that you can get on with your danged life. I'm a big fan of efficient driving. But my version of efficient and conscientious, again, looks different from some of you. So it helps also that I'm like a literal trained expert offensive and defensive driver, for whatever that's worth. Yes, that was supposed to be for like people shooting at me sort of thing and like all the fancy schmans. Still, it applies to the regular road. It applies to the regular road too. So yeah, I'm a big fan of get the hell out of their way. Like, biggest pet peeve basically of all time is people who refuse to understand that there are other people on the road who have places to go. Like, listen, I don't care that 1 to 2 to 3 second pause at the red light you know, at the red turn signal. I don't care that you made it through. None of them did. And if I'm right behind you, and I'm like right on your ass as we're making it through that thing because you waited 3 seconds at the green light, you ought not be scowling at me in the rearview mirror. Like, what are you doing so close to me? Trying to make up for your mistake. I don't care about me making it through the light. I care about them making it through the light, which is what you're supposed to be doing. You're not the only one here. You're not the only one who's got to make it through that light. That whole line is counting on you. You. So if you don't get the hell out of the way, everybody else suffers. And yet you scowl at me and go, why is this person so close to me? What? It's for them. For them. Nothing to do with me. Don't care. Them. Them. That's why I will drive the way that I do. For them. Not for me. For them. See? Don't get me started on driving. This is what happens. We can't mention the driving. It's too danger. Listen, I have opinions. I mean, that's basically all of them. Alphabetized for your convenience, no less. You're welcome. Ooh. Virginia's nothing on Chirac. Well, I don't know. I've never done any driving there. I wouldn't know, but I trust Aki knows a thing or two. But even Aki, you guys, a literal professional driver, has a different take on all of this. Why? Because he's in one of them big rigs. He's in one of those, which means his perception of what good drivers look like is different than us mere mortals this much closer to the ground. You know? He's up there. And he knows brake distances for trucks, like stopping distances, turning radii. Like, he knows all that stuff, okay? Those of us without a CDL don't know that stuff. So his definition of a good driver is different than mine. He might think that I'm a bad driver. Got different definitions. We've got different purposes for being on the road, don't we? Just saying. Swear my room's like 20 degrees. What? That sounds great, James. I will take the cold. I will take it. Holy cannoli. I will not drive I-4 or anywhere near Miami. Oh, Jar knows things, like I said. Liz, hi, Liz. My Friday night just got better. Wow, how's it go? It got way better. Aww. Same. Twinsies, Liz. Did you just hear my whole rant about driving? You're like, my night just got worse because now I'm stressed. Listen. The talk isn't going to be any less stressful. Just saying. I'm just super saying. Best friend's 21st today. Is that right, James? Happy birthday to you, friend. Very cool. We have, I swear, like, I've said this a lot on Wednesday. It turns out, during the rendezvous, for everybody who was there, present, turns out, like, 20 of you had your birthday this week. Like, a freaking lot of you had a birthday this week. It's wild. Freaking wild. Miami's the exception to Florida. I hate driving there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Birthday was wild? Well, we had the 21st birthday and it was wild? How do you know? Do you get it? It's a drinking joke, you guys. I'm not a pro. Oh, I'm a pro at driving in my home city. Oh, it's the people who don't know how to drive there that are the problem. Had an idea. Finally got Rumble working. Let me give it a spin to watch stream. Oh, bet, Liz. Bet, let's go. Not working for me. Oh, wait, what? You're gonna have to refresh the page. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I'm sorry. The stream on Rumble doesn't start itself, which is very sad, very annoying. You have to refresh the page. Very fresh, very annoying. And then there's like the live button on the bottom left. Sometimes you have to click on that. You have to click on the live button to bring it to live. Sometimes when you pull up the tab, it'll like restart the entire VOD. So you have to click on the live button. I don't know. 85% of drivers believe they are above average driving skills. Exactly, Doc. Exactly. It's 4:21, and like last stream I was here for, I am effed. James. Oh my gosh, I swear. Well, I'm glad you're still on the oxygen side of the Earth's crust, my friend. Yes, I am. Glad to have you in. You see, in 49 states, it's a speed limit, but in Texas, it's a number on a sign. Yeah. Speed suggestion. Remember, guys, the left lane is for crime. Very important. Hashtag it depends. So many hashtags. You're funny. 10 under is a rolling road hazard. That's what I'm saying, Aki. It's not me. Other people do be saying it. 20% of them are right, and I'm one of them. All right. Hello, sir. It's good to see you. Hope your game's going well. It's good to have you, brother. Good to have you. Movos was no joke. Who Movos? Who goes? What the? It's a nice thing to do. It's not, is not ride alongside the trailer near the rear corner of the trailer. Oh yeah, get the hell out of there. I don't know why people do that. They're like, I'm afraid to pass. Right, but you're in the worst possible spot. It drives me nuts. Oy. Limbo Gus drives everywhere as if he's being shot at. Yes. What's IMBLMBO? Lambo? Let me be honest? Let me be honest? Is that what that is? I'm guessing. I don't know this acronym. I should know this acronym. Maybe I knew it once upon a time and I forgot it. I don't know. I am suffering. Convoy training was fun too. Says you. Nope, okay, it's just working. Oh, it's not working. Yes, very sad. Twice today I got stuck behind drivers that have no power in life. Exactly, Mel. Ridiculous. Jessica! Jess. Facts. I'm glad. It's good to have you in, Jess. And also, I'm glad to have somebody who's on my wavelength. Very well committed YouTube land. I'm sorry I'm so far behind on chat. Jeez. T-minus 40 minutes. Yeah, I'm triggered him. Yeah, exactly. You talked about driving. What do you mean cold? I'm actually in a sauna. Oh, 20 Celsius. You know I don't speak that, James. I speak freedom units. Okay, when somebody over here using kilometers instead of freedoms per eagle. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, James. Cold any day over there or over the heat. Oh, over the heat, always. Oh yeah, I'll take any day. Any day, Liz, I take the cold. Because you could do something about the cold. The heat, you just suffer and die. Yeah, actually what you described, Gus, falls into my band of decent good drivers. Oh, people who want to get the hell out of the way. Oh, we've got overlap, like I said. We got overlap, y'all. Birthday's in 40 minutes. See? It's Jar's birthday, it's everybody's birthday. What were y'all parents doing around Thanksgiving? Is that the math? Is that right? It's, wait, we gotta go backwards. So, it's half of July into June, back to May, April, March, February, January, December, November, October. This is hard to do backwards for some reason. October, September. What's in September? Labor Day? Wait, what the hell? 10 months, 40 weeks. The hell's in September? Why were y'all's parents getting busy in September? Was that song? Take Me Back to September? Is that what is holidays in September? What is going on? Let me see. Labor Day? National Family Day? That's not a thing. Come on, that's way too on the nose. National Coffee Day and World Letter Writing Day. Were your parents bored? I don't know what's going on, y'all. But 10 months ago, if there's a pattern here, y'all are being joined. Y'all, there's a whole wave of future July babies getting worked on. What is it? We're in July right now. What is it? August, September? 2 months from now, people be getting busy? I don't know. Happy pre-birthday, Jar. My guess is all the birthday babies this week were born somewhere that gets winter. Creation date was the start of cuddling season. September? It's like the hottest part of the year. It's like the opposite. Like August, September. It's like the worst. Like, don't touch me. It's too hot. It's forward to, oh my gosh. Happy early birthday indeed. There was so much. Genuinely, I don't know how I even managed to get home. Oh my gosh. So it's good though. Helly, it's good to see you, Helly. Mouse, hello, Mouse. It's good to see you. Thank you for calling out those happy humans. I appreciate it. Okay, disappointment pack for Mouse. Clackety clack. Disappointment pack for Mouse. We go. We got it. We got you. Clackety clack. Hi. It's good to see you. Welcome. I'm sorry I'm late. I was being a friend to a friend in need, and that makes you, sir, a decent dude. That's right, you thought I was gonna say a friend indeed, didn't you? You thought! Ha! Oh, it doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to mind. To rhyme? What words are hard? Listen, thank you for lurking, Mouse. I appreciate you. It's good to have you, Ellie. Laughing my butt off? No. That's no. That disassociation that happens while driving. 20 minutes later. How did I get here? Who? Oh yeah. Who was even driving though? Yes. That's called condition white, Madam Liz, in Cooper's colors of like situational awareness, and it's very dangerous because those are the people who, if something happens, they go into shock, and many of them die because their brain disconnects from reality, and they actually die, even though they're physically more or less okay, or at least they would have survived. They're the people who die because their body and their mind disagree on what is happening, and that disconnect is so powerful that you just die. You keel over and die. It's a known thing. It's wild. So yeah, condition white. Don't be in condition white, you guys. If ever you go, wait, I'm here. Very bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Boom, it's good to see you, Boom. I appreciate the lurk. Also, you raided into Sir Carl. That's pretty fun. I was very late on being on your raid train, but I was already there. But hope your stream went well, sir. Very good to have you. I appreciate the bandwidth. Yes, I do. Yes, I do indeed. Because Rumble won't open my emotes. Wait, what? Rumble won't open your emotes. That's weird. We speak landed 10-ish people on the moon units. Exactly. Aki gets it. 9 months. No, it's 10 months. It's 10 months. Everybody says 9 months. It's 40 weeks. Everybody says 9 months. It's not. It's 40 weeks. Okay, this hit me like literally last year. People are like, it's 40 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, 9 months. And they're like, and I'm talking to like labor and delivery. And they're like, yeah, no, it's 40 weeks. And I was like, yeah. Why do you ever do everything in weeks? It's 9 months. And they're like, no. Math? How many weeks are in a month? And I'm like, 4. And then, yep. I don't know, 40 weeks. I don't know. 10 months. I don't get it. I never claimed to be a mathematician. Already answered that question above. Yes, you did. Technically 40 weeks, which just kind of evens out to 9 calendar months because of odd weeks. What? 9/11 was also in September. Sure. I did not think that was cause for people to get busy, but you right, Mouse. It's in there. Song is Wake Me Up When September Ends. There you go. I knew Guts would know. Guts knows the musics. That's about the time the first freezes where it gets cold enough to cuddle. Says, wow, okay, you both said the same thing. I don't know. You both said the same thing. It's 9.3 months, if not born early. What? Say, a friendo's Discord status was worrisome. So I reached out to talk and check up on him, and we played some games, a few hours to be distraction. Nice. Good, Helly. Well done. Good for you, Glen Coco. I stepped away to obtain my decaf coffee. Why are we laughing our butts off? It was in quotes. So, I don't know, Wild. I'm still confusion about it. Boo decaf, death before decaf or something. I don't know. Also, road hypnosis, just as bad. Yep. Very bad. W friend, I concur, James. W friend, Helly. How are you? I'm alright, Ahmed. Busy. I've been writing nonstop for the past... Since I saw the last crew on Wednesday, I've been sitting here hammering away. And that's because the weeks that I didn't get to do this talk are also weeks that I didn't get to write this talk. So I have been desperately trying to assemble the scattered notes that I have made on Post-its, on bookmarks, you know, like not on any cocktail napkins, but on proverbial cocktail napkins, you know, going, wait, how did I want to fit this in here? This doesn't go with any of this, but I have to include it somehow because it is important. So how do I, So anyways, yeah, I've been doing nothing but writing for the past several days. I've just drank coffee and sat here hammering away at the keyboard. So, yep, here I am. Look, got you up. Thank you, Hars. I appreciate you. I hope your stream is going well. Oh, wait, you're done. You're done. Okay, well then. Wait, what is... Am I? Key, I use toes, I swear.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Listen here, use. I was literally just going to check my alerts, and I'm like, why is there a tab with me? That doesn't make a lick of sense. It's because of you, kind humans. Unbelievable. Hello, it's good to see you. Russet, welcome, welcome, welcome. Short Stacks, I love your name. Short, welcome in. Carb, how's you? How's Key? How is thee? That's what I'm gonna do. Key rhymes with, it's gonna be, listen, we're gonna do that thing. Ski, it's good to see you, welcome. In YouTube land, my goodness gracious. Welcome, Raiders. A pleasure indeed to have you. Okay, now that we've reclaimed our bandwidth, because you guys know, it's very important, we put friends before frames. Very important, friends before frames. And carbon key, which is fun, because actually when I pulled your tab up earlier, I thought, isn't a carbon key like a thing? It's like for carbon dating or something like that. Isn't like carbon key like a thing? And so I was like, so I did like this fun picture brain association thing where I was like, what if it were like a key? Because you guys were doing the blueprints game, so it's puzzly. I mean, not today, you're doing rivals. But I was picturing like a key just made out of carbon, and I'm like, would that just be like a charcoal key? And so I was like picturing trying to give that to like an AI prompt to like just make a key that was just like pitch black, like it's made of charcoal. And I was like, I could do this, and then why would I don't know. So here I am, brain full of notions and things. Welcome, Raiders. Very good to have you. I have to do shout outs here. I'm dying. Okay. And we're going to say shout out at these fabulous humans. I'm doing the shout out here. Carbonic Acid Studios. This is the one. This is the one. That's Carbon Key, y'all. Carb and or Key. I don't know, the boths of yous. It's very good to have you in. I'm grateful as heck for the raid, for everybody. Like, what? Of all the people that you could have raided, here you are raiding me. It means an awful heckin' lot. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Something I take very seriously. You've heard me say this before, sir. The sir here is like double purposed, you guys. If you know, you know. Because, you know, I aim to steward well your time and attention, everybody. But yes, it's a very good pleasure to welcome you all in. Gang, if you've not yet met Carb and or Key, please do humor me as an act of personal kindness to me. Please do humor me and go give them a look-see. I never asked them to blindly follow any of that stuff because I take follows very seriously, which I'm so gosh darn grateful to you, Fox, for the cookie. For the cookie. I saw your name and I'm like, just stupid. My brain is having a very hard time. Fox, I'm very grateful for the follow. I take follows very seriously, and I aim to earn them. So, gang, if you would humor me and do a proper real vibe check on Carb and or Key, I'd be grateful. I'd be grateful.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be
and Stacks. And you, thank you. It means an awful heckin' lot. Like I said, I aim to earn it. From the silly to the serious and all that we get up to twixt, it's my aim to earn it. Yeah, truly, it's my very good pleasure to meet you guys. My name is Gus. Apologies for the lack of introduction. I'll tell you a little bit more, but first I gotta ask, Carb and or Key, whichever one of you wants to do some typing, you're like, neither of us, we're gonna raid and fade. That's fine, I won't be offended. However, comma, if you want to do a little bit of self-promo, tell us the T, I'd love to hear it. You tell us the T, okay? When people go and humor me and go do proper real vibe checks, what will they find? What do you do on the interwebs? What's your purpose here? What's your business here? And then question number 2 is when? When are you streaming next? What's your schedule like now that you guys are moved and now that you're sort of settled? You're not settled, but you're more settled. Settled enough to be streaming. So yeah, tell us whatever you want, whatever news is fit to print. You tell us the tea while I partake of mine. Okay. Me, though, my name's Gus. Or Godfather, my Marine Corps call sign. Or Hey You, guy with a tie. It doesn't have to rhyme, but if you'd like it to rhyme, it can rhyme. I'm a variety streamer. I get up to a variety of things. It's right there in the name. I presently stream on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. You can find that schedule posted below on Twitch. I also update that schedule as I go along on Rumble and YouTube because I multi-stream to all heckin' 3. That's because don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? Don't let it be too late before you lose all of your livelihood because a platform decides that they don't like you. So yeah, spread load, baby, spread load. So we're on Rumble. All the chat goes right here. You guys can see the Rumble chats, the YouTube chats, and Twitch all go to the same place. You won't miss anything. It's all right there, nice and big and pretty. But yeah, we're in all of the places. So follow on Rumble, follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. I've got a whole heckin' lot of YouTube content and Rumble content, which also does long form videos and all that jazz. In the hopper, a lot of things ready to rock and roll, and I'm very excited to share with you guys in the coming weeks, so you won't want to miss it. Follow on Rumble. Make a Rumble account if you don't have one. It's really simple. You need a name and a password. It's going to ask for other information if you don't have a Rumble account, but that's for like creators. If they need to like get you a 1099 to pay you, that's like tax stuff. Don't fill that out if you're not a creator and you're not, and even if you are, fill it out later when you need to. Just username and password. That's it. Really simple, straightforward. They're working on some of the kinks. It's not been the most user-friendly of experiences historically, but they're getting better because they're taking market share. It's a whole to-do. So, okay, I am perennially behind on chat. This is a good thing to know about me. But I gotta warn you guys also of what it is you've stepped into tonight. You said, what's on the menu? Well, so, tonight is some of the serious. Friday nights are typically reserved for what we call Gus Talks. These are... My purpose being on the internet is to encourage, foster, and grow, and attempt to model real, lasting relationships. I believe that this is an incredibly, just unspeakably important thing, and I am not here merely for amusement or entertainment purposes. I am here for educational purposes also, and I'm also here for relational purposes. I am here to attempt to be someone in your life who can love you well, who can serve you well, who can speak into the vacuum that exists in many of your hearts, that can address some of the hurts, that can be a real
As far
one.
back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Rusted, thank you. It means an awful lot. Again, I take those very seriously because of this real relationship thing. I am notorious for keeping my follows pretty clean. I'm stingy with them. So it took a little while for me to follow Carbon Key. I had to do proper real vibe checks and all that. And they seem like a swell sort. Seem like swell sorts indeed, like I say. And the community that comes with them. Pretty swell also. It's from what I've seen so far. I don't know, maybe there's a whole bunch, maybe it's like 99% degen and you're all like, hold, not yet. They're like holding back the wave. I don't know. But no, I believe it takes all sorts, and I believe that we ought to strive to do this humaning thing well. I don't think enough people are doing this or taking this problem seriously enough. I think we are isolating more and more, worse than we ever have, and this is something that is unrecoverable in many ways unless we as individuals take it upon ourselves to right the ship, to correct course. And that's what we're doing here. So the Mafia community aims to be a real community filled with real relationships. We've got some superficial stuff, sure. There's plenty of memes and the funsies and the lols, of course. Like any good community, I believe that they involve the silly and the serious. Both. You need both. Tonight, Friday nights, are the serious. Tonight, we're talking about the masculine journey. Tonight is the sort of the culmination, actually, of what we've been working through for months. And it is a difficult topic. Difficult. And tonight's going to be kind of weighty. In fact, once we launch into the lecture, I will be disabling raids. And that's because typically when we delve into the seriousness, raids are a big to-do. Raids are very fun and I enjoy them and I want to match energy and I want to hype you guys up because I'm freaking excited for a raid. It's so gosh darn nice of you. By gosh, by golly. And I want to honor you. It's very clashy, right? If I'm in like the depths of some very serious bidness and then there's a raid. So I'll be disabling raids at some point. So very sneak coming on in under the wire, which I appreciate like crazy. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you. But yes, tonight's going to be some tough stuff. I'll talk more about it in a minute, but I'm going to attempt in a desperate bid to catch up with chat. I'm going to scroll bar. Okay. Let me see. Wow, how am I this far behind? Holy chat doesn't go that far back. Oh, I'm in danger. I am in danger. Oh my gosh. Okay. Scroll bars. Oh, Lean's laughing my butt off. What? No, it doesn't, Guts. Does it really? Today I learned. Try to look out for my friends and make sure they're doing the best they can. At least know they got someone looking out for them and there for them. Love it, Helly. It's very good, very excite. Big fan. Yo, there we are. We're at the raid already. Look, we were almost caught up in chat. It's nuts. There's Sir Carb, Russet, Stacks. Very good, very good. Raid indeed. There's Key. Hi, Key. I'm sorry that I didn't see you sneaking in there. Very sneaky. Very sneak. I suspect it's because you're somewhat shorter. That's why I didn't see you. That's why I didn't see you. Love your name. As an Italian, I support. I'm grateful. Grateful indeed. Apologies, my Italian is non-existent. I studied it once upon a time, did terrible in it. Hot Bride is the Italian speaker around these parts. I just, don't speak it, so, non parlo italiano. But yeah, big fan. Big fan of all the stuff, all the things, and it's very good to have you in, Stacks. Called it, gonna be at least 40 minutes. Listen, Aki! Why you gotta be right? We're doing great! We're doing great. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it indeed. Why are you yelping? Oh my gosh, Wild's in on this too. That's crazy. Carbon keys are the best. See? Key gets it. Key knows. Key, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. What are words? Well put. The groove is aware, but on muscle memory because I can't type. Huh? What? Words are herds? It's accurate. That's accurate. However, comma, indeed. However, indeed. They will find streamers that don't know how to stream. That's not true. You know exactly where the go live button is. You found it at least twice this week. What do you mean, Key? Ridiculous. Obvious fibs. At least, if you're gonna fib, at least to make them believable. Unglaublich. Did you say not to put all of one's fries in one basket, or am I just hungry? Wild. I have also not eaten anything today, so maybe it's just the lack of food talking. Cakes, how you dumb boygas? That's right, that's what you need. That's what you need, Wild, is some boygas. Cakes, very good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I am very sorry I was behind on chat. Was behind, as if they were past tense. Struggle. If anything, bordering on hyper. Hoover, yes, fries so good. Oh my gosh. No worries, thank you. And you can call me Peach. Thank you, Peach. I appreciate you letting me know. Everybody else, if I'm butchering your handles, please do tell me. I won't take offense in the slightest. You'll be doing me an enormous kindness. So thank you, Peach. Means an awful lot. An awful lot. Also, if it's like got a weird pronunciation, you guys, phonetics, baby. Break it down Barney style. Make it marine proof, would you? I'd be grateful. I'd be grateful. I totally get that. Also following Peach saying you can call me Stacks for short. Well, excellent. We've done it. Yes. 100% degen. Oh, what? Key, did you know about this? What, a swell sword is the best compliment we could have gotten. No, you're a swell sword indeed. It's true. I'm just saying true things. This is the longest temporary single-serving friend I have had. Going on 2, maybe even 3 years now. A what? A who? Single-serving. Duckling! Hi, Duckling. Phone finally charged. Hooray, it's good to see you. Jay charged phone. Yay, very good. Welcome, welcome. Need to be getting to bed myself, but leave my bandwidth. I appreciate you, my friend. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Godspeed, Spider-Man. It's very good to have you. Good to know. Can we get to 60 minutes? Listen, Aki, why are we pushing things? Welcome back, Ski. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Don't be evil. Don't do it. Dreams of food. Lurk mode goes burr. Lurk mode go burr. Good luck on the lecture. Fox, I appreciate you. Other Fox, thank you. I appreciate it very much, sir. Very much indeed. Hope the time zones are being kind to you, my friend. Gabogoo, tell 'em, Cakes. Tell 'em. Craving Wendy's? Hello, Toros, because I can't type fast tonight. Oh, who? Who? Mafia, the beautiful orange, has joined our Discord. You know it must be done. Really? Well, that is terribly exciting. Gang. I didn't get to, which is different. Different than peach. There's orange, there's peach. All manner of fruit, you guys, but... Okay. I didn't get to warn you, Orange. Mafia is a welcoming sort, okay? The rules to get in are kind of tough. Everybody knows that. We're trying to do this life thing for realsies, so not everybody's up to it. And I get that. Not everybody, like, I'm not saying everybody should have, like, all serious servers all the time. Like again, ours is not all serious. But it does include it. Now, I am a big advocate of saying be in at least one server that tackles the serious things, that takes you seriously, and then wants to serve you seriously, that you can, like, do tough things in. That's, I say, join the Mafia, okay? Look, you could do far worse. If you've already got one that you're doing hard mode stuff in, great. Great. Good for you. But also, if you do manage to get past the rules and do join the Mafia community Discord, be advised. Mafia is a welcoming sort. Like recognizes like, and they tend to show that welcome via stickers. So expect your notifications to blow up for a week or 3 as people see that you've made your way in. And yes, Mafia, I appreciate you guys being that welcoming sort. It means an awful lot. An awful heckin' lot. Cakes, how is you doing? You're butchering me, you call me Cakes, but what about Lit? How you doing, Cakes? How's you? Silly! Good morning. Good morrow. Hope you're doing so gosh darned good. Hope that weekend's eve finds you well. Actually, you're on week's end already. You're in the future. Still. Oi. Five Guys fries. Well, you guys are being absolutely ridiculous. That's my secret. Your secret is you're always up. You're always angry. Secret of being Cakes is being lit. Mm-hmm. Being frosted and or lit. It's true. Like a Christmas tree. Although with a Christmas tree, they call it frocking. You know, frocked. So maybe that's like a fun nickname. Maybe that's a fun nickname for Cakes now. Frockin' Cakes. Frocked Cakes. Frock. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Frosted Cakes. Like, yeah, it's gonna be great. Oi. Danke, bitte schön. I'm no wiser. Oh, learning your secrets. Oh, my word. So your secrets are hidden in plain sight. Well, it's true. I'm back. Welcome back, James number 2. Very good to see you. I lurk now. Very well, Cakes. Very well. I'm gonna let you decide my fate here. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I swear. I swear. A group of foxes is called a skulk. Today I learned. Huh, skulking about. Todos? To all? I think? I know fragments of a bunch of languages. In Spanish? Oh, very well. Today I also learned. Same. Orange, hi! Hello, it's good to see you. Pequeño habla español? Oh, my word. You know I don't speak Spanish and English, please. I've got German and Russian, and, like, I can still count a little bit in Irish and Japanese, and yeah, it's all falling apart, you guys. My languages are basically non-existent. It's pretty terrible. But Orange, welcome to the life. That's no small thing. Okay, that's like... Woo! That's no small thing. I hope to be a value add proposition to your life, both here in the streams and in the Mafia community. Although in that regard, I lean very heavily on the community to do that heavy lifting for me, as my time is stretched certainly thin, so the sacrifices of others is what makes the Mafia what it is. What makes it special. Glad to have you. Spicy ones with the ranch? Who? Future is safe kept by me. Good. But I'm doing all right. Think I'm pushing in the right direction. I often wonder whether it's a Herculean or Sisyphean task, but I keep pushing the boulder. I love that. The Sisyphean thing. I actually have a very fun picture of like the old, the old pottery murals of Sisyphus, and the boulder is labeled the effing dishes and the effing laundry. And wow, yep. Actual facts. Sturdy, time-tested, 1960s technology. Facts. I remember when they frocked Christmas trees with asbestos to help prevent house fires. Wasn't asbestos like the miracle, like, mineral, or not mineral, substance, molecule, whatever? Wasn't it like the miracle thing, Aki? Like, they put it on everything, right? They put it in the walls, they put it in the paint, they put it in the plastics, because it's a miracle product. Like, it made everything better, right? So that's, man, frocking on the Christmas trees, that's tough. Orange is a friend through Bug and always comes with bonus points. Wow. What a keeper. Flocked. The snowy looking ones? Oi, no, it's frocked with an R. It's true. It's true, like the true Flop. Flop, how the heck you doing? It's good to see you. Good time zones to you. Welcome, welcome. How's weekends find ya? Orange Nose Bugan, the Dragonborn. The Dragonborn, it's true. No milk drinkers here. Ich werde nicht viel reden. Aufgereiht ich auf meinem 42 Zoll Fernseher höre. Happy birthday to you. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück, mein guter Herr. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Wie geht's? It's good to see you, Retro. It's good to see you. Siding? Who's siding? Where? Lurk, got you up. Thank you. I appreciate you, Carp. And again, for the raid, means an awful lot. I will attempt to steward as well as I am able that which y'all have entrusted to me. I won't be raiding out at the end of my stream tonight, so you can definitely have my assurance, because I don't raid out after the seriousness, you definitely have my assurance that your guys' tabs, should any of you wish to leave a tab up, you'll not wake up on the morrow with those tabs in any ways, in any place untoward. In the whole of the interwebs. I mean, unless you consider where it presently is to be untoward. Nothing I do against that. Except perhaps try to change your perception through difficult but well-delivered material. Not in a timely manner. Don't attend to that. In a delayed and therefore gravity-added manner. Yes, that's it. It's for suspense or something. Oh, siding? Oh, yeah, it's on everything. Yeah, it's on everything. Asbestos siding. Yes, I got you. He's on everything. It's ridiculous. It was the miracle mineral. Used it. They still use it in limited applications. Oh, yeah, when there's no replacement for it. I know it. It's been a minute, my guy. Well, Flop, I'm freaking glad to have you. Minute or no, I'm glad to have you back. How has the time zones been treating you then? Has 2025 been okay for you? You doing okay? Flop, didn't we meet in, like, 2022? Wasn't that like absolute ages ago? You tell me though. Like a long time ago. No, not 2022. 23? 23. 23? Going once. Going twice. Long time ago though, Flop. Long time ago. Hope you're doing alright. And again, glad to welcome you back. Primarily high-end auto and jet parts. Ah, yes. Where the application, where the materials absolutely matter. And there's no negotiating on quality. I got you. Bugan, I thought CC in Skyrim would go better. Hogan himself. Orange. That is S tier. Also, Orange, again, glad to have you and very good to have you. Good old Bugan. The milk drinker. At this rate, my sad uncoffee is going to be gone before he gets to the talk. Gonna have to make a second cup, methinks. I'm sorry, Wild. I'm sorry. I like spending time with you guys, but I'm sorry. Pa, it's good to see you, Pa. Welcome in, sir. Welcome. Same thing. Hope the time zones are treating you alright. Kits, the sentiment is the same. Good to see you. Gang, for the 11am crew... Oh, no, Helly already took off. For those of you in the 11am crew, we missed Kits by this much. Phone died. Unbelievable. But we're looking forward to having you back, Kits. Looking forward to seeing you. I told them, I was like, I talked to Kits. Oh, is he coming out? And then you were asleep. So, looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. Enjoy the mud water. Yeah. Exactly. You mean torture? No torture. No. Yes, we did. 23, I think. That's crazy, Flop. Crazy. I just realized I haven't had any water today. Water check. Stay hydrated, friends. Yeah, that's what this is. No, this is tea. This is anti-tilt. The water's... It's over there. I also haven't... Have I had any water today? I've had some water today, but limited water. I've just been writing. Just head down, hammering away at the keyboard. It's ridiculous. How are y'all? I'm alright, Kits. Alright, glad to have you. And again, we're going to be launching into some very serious business here in a bit. We enjoy the time spending too. Aw, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Listen, I get a little sappy when it comes to you guys, okay? Okay, so, here's the deal. If I'm gonna miss some chat, okay? I'm gonna miss some chat. Here's how this cookie gonna crumble, all right? If you are unfamiliar, for the uninitiated, okay? Again, Friday nights are for what we call Gus Talks. We have, over the years, gone through all manner of material, musings, speculations, opinions, hot takes, cold takes, you know, all manner of things in an attempt to wrestle with life's big ideas, okay? I don't talk, a question that often gets asked is, oh, if you do like some sort of podcast or talk show or whatever this is, does that mean you talk about politics or current events? No, not in the sense that you mean. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful sense. I just mean like, no, not in that way. Not in the sense that everybody else does this thing. I don't speak to politics because what I speak to, because when politics are typically spoken of right now, it is in a day-to-day, week-by-week current events sort of context, okay? And that's not my interest. My chief interest is in speaking to evergreen items, evergreen topics and material, the stuff that will be with us always, the stuff that will always matter, not that will perish with the introduction of the next news cycle, okay? So some people will say, hey, Gus, important things are happening right now. Why don't you talk about those? And my answer to them is the same. We are here in the Mafia endeavoring to discuss the things that will eventually solve such problems. We're not looking to commiserate day by day about every little thing. We're looking to actually solve problems. We're looking to actually get a handle on things in our worlds. Because as I am fond of saying, and as veterans of the Mafia community know well, you've got control over one person in life, and it's you. And that's on a good day, isn't it? So, I'm a big fan of equipping people to face this world and all of the stuff that's in it well. To navigate life well. That is, wisely. That's my aim. And it is my aim to walk this road alongside those who are willing, those who are courageous, or those who are interested in developing their courageousness, because that is a prerequisite to doing much of this. It's not possible to do these difficult things, to tackle all of this without it. You must be courageous, you must be brave. And if you lack those things, you're not alone. But it is something that is under your control. This is something that falls within your purview. This is something that you can change. And let that be an encouragement to you. No matter where you are or where you've been, you can become brave. Brave enough to face still more difficult things. You could see your whole world improved. I made the sort of ominous claim tonight in the Go Live that this could be the hour, this lecture that I'll be speaking. This could be an hour that changes everything about your life. Now, that said, this is the continuation of a series that we've been in for some time now. Okay? It's called The Masculine Journey. This was a series that I was asked to do, that I was asked to tackle for years. And with, I would say, appropriate trepidation, I did not. I stayed the hell clear of what is absolutely a dangerous subject. But when I could avoid it no longer, when the pressure became so great that I was forced to, I decided to. And that's what we've been doing for a lot of this year. The build up to it, the preamble, we've been preparing for this series since last November. And tonight, as well as the previous talk on this, that link for the masculinity thing, I apologize, y'all, is incomplete, but this is the first 7 parts of this. We are now on part 11. Part 11 of the masculine journey. Now, these have built upon one another, okay? There's a YouTube links. There's one of them in there that's a Rumble link, and that's just because that night YouTube copyright struck my totally legitimate, absolutely legal work and took that down. So again, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So the Rumble link is there. The reason that the rest of them aren't Rumble links is because Rumble links are a little bit longer And there's not that much space for me to put that thing. So anyways, I got to build a playlist and include all those things. So I will be definitely doing that and editing them down soon, TM. So my encouragement to you is, if you have missed any of the stuffs, perhaps go back. You could leave a tab up. Grow this thing, share this thing, benefit me, benefit the Mafia. You can pull up a tab again on Rumble, on Twitch, on YouTube, and then you can go back and watch them on Rumble or YouTube. The VODs will have long rolled off of Twitch by now, so you'll have to switch to one of the other two. Again, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And go give them a look-see, because all of the preamble is important. All of the build is important. All of the caveating and couching is important. It was all there for a purpose. It was all intentional. Okay? So it is my sincere hope that you will take these things seriously, because it's about your life. It's about all of our lives. It's terribly important material. Terribly important material. And once I launch into the lecture proper, I apologize again, I will be missing chat. And that's because historically, though I just riffed on ideas, that led to 4-hour streams, which are how long my typical streams are, okay? And tomorrow night's stream, which is a continuation of a very fun and very interesting language sort of puzzle game called Chants of Senar. I'll be continuing that tomorrow night, and that will be a 4-hour stream, if not even a little bit longer. My Gus talks historically have been 4, maybe 5 or 6, even 7 hours long of me riffing on an idea. The problem is that became incredibly onerous to edit down into something digestible, something usable, something that you could share or that you could reference. That was very difficult, and it was taking up an enormous amount of time. And so at the encouragement of many Mafia members, the folks who have skin in this game, especially the capos and family and inner circle who support on Coffee, Patreon.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Gremlin, I'm grateful for the follow. Means an awful lot. You've probably heard me say I take them very seriously, and I aim to earn them. I aim to earn them. The silly and the serious, I aim to earn it. Thank you, Graham. The folks who have supported this thing at higher levels, these are the folks that get to hear behind the curtain stuff. They're the ones whose counsel I take very seriously, because they've got skin in the game of this thing. They're the ones who give this thing a shot at a future. Everybody who supports on Rumble, again, on Coffee, on Twitch, not on Twitch. You can't support on Twitch. There's no monetization on Twitch. I didn't sign that silly contract, so you won't see any ads, because that would be absolutely ridiculous if there were ads in the middle of this thing.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Thank you, Orange. That means an awful lot. You've heard me say it. It means an awful lot. Whew. Man, it is toasty in here. I'm sweating under the kindnesses, you guys. I'm sweating. Boy, howdy, I want to be a value-added proposition to y'all's week. So in talking to the high-level supporters, who again make the wheels on this thing turn, I was encouraged a while back now to maybe distill my thoughts down in writing first, rather than just bullet points, quotes, statistics, and stuff that I used to reference before. Write it out. And so I have. And so I've distilled tonight's thoughts in an attempt to make them streamlined, to not get distracted and run off on rabbit trails from which I cannot come back or recover, and so that the thing is not 4 hours long. So that if you were to tell someone, oh, I just listened to this thing and it was really good, and they're like, oh, what is it? And you're like, here it is. It's a 5-hour video. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Like, no, that's ridiculous. So now the talks themselves, the actual lecture portion of this, are aimed to be somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes. Tonight's will be closer to 60, but still should be under that mark. I've endeavored mightily to see that each of those minutes is used well, but boy howdy, once we hit it, we're going to be zooming. I'm going to miss a bunch of chat. I'm going to miss all of chat, okay? And so it is my encouragement to you, if you have comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, heckling, whatever the heck it is, the Mafia community is unafraid of tackling those things in their proper context, where you can actually receive proper answers, proper evaluation, proper, musing and ruminating over them, okay? All of that takes place in community. Not here in a medium that's unbecoming and unworthy of you. That's what we what we do on Wednesdays, incidentally. What we spend our time doing in smaller group settings in the Mafia. What we do inside chats and voice calls, random get-togethers, that's where we get to process these things. So the Mafia is not afraid of difficult subjects. And again, it aims to be one that handles even the most delicate of subjects with finesse, with care, and with love, and with respect. That's the place for those things. But also, I periodically have talks, and I will likely end up next week with...
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Lucky. Thank you, Lucky. I appreciate it. I appreciate the follow. Again, I aim to earn it. I aim to earn it. I understand keeping y'all's follows clean. I aim to be one of the folks you keep. Means an awful lot, you guys. I'm trying to think. What am I forgetting? What am I missing? I know there's stuff I've got to do. I know there is. I know there is before we jump in. Besides thanking the fabulous humans, again, who make this possible. For $5 a month on Patreon or Coffee. Coffee's the better one. Coffee's a little cheaper at this point. And it has like permissions and stuff that run a little automatically. Patreon's sort of cumbersome and a pain in the keister. Anyways, big thanks to everybody who has sacrificed with those $5 a month to give this thing a shot at a future. It means an awful lot. An awful lot. And it's a vote of confidence I don't take lightly at all. In particular, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my public patrons. These are the folks who've taken that support to the next level. That's Aki, Bootless, Dano, Leanne, Ferret, Goose, Abby, Tink, Helly, Marty, May, Karma, Pre, Retro, Rick, Zen, Ryan, Sabrina, Tier, Mouse, Trotsky, Pell, Milk, CJ number 1, and Zen. Thank you guys. I say all the time, any good that comes from this project can be traced right back to the feet of these lovely humans. So thank you. Okay. Whoo boy. Here's where I absolutely need to get some air moving, because as I delve into some of the more serious bidness now, I am absolutely gonna be sweating. I'm sweating at the mere notion of it. It is impossible for me to open up and get that fresh air because it is toasty outside. It looks like I won't be able to open up until, wow, midnight. That's really lousy. Really lousy. I may go get a fan. Okay, Wild's got to top off her decaf anti-tilt, which is wild. But I'm going to go grab a fan. Now's a good time to avail yourselves of the facilities if you must needs before we launch in. Top off your anti-tilt like Wild's doing if you have to. And then we'll shut her down. We'll turn off the raids and then we'll get into it, yeah? Okay. In the meantime, I have to leave you in the hopefully capable arms of Chair. And then we're back, yeah? Okay. We're back. We've got some moving air. We've turned down the AC by 1 degree, which is a luxury. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Special occasion. You guys are the special occasion. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay. I know I've missed a bunch of chat already. Let me see if there's anything... anything absolutely that I have to see, that I have to acknowledge. Enjoy the yapping. Aw. I'm glad, Wild. My Sisyphean task is not the dishes. That was a very important thing. Sisyphean is a fun word, and any opportunity you get to say it, you should. Because speak from near the accretion disk of a black hole, everything's being delayed and delivered with gravity. Yeah, exactly, Aki. You get it. 32 ounces. If I wiggle, it does the splish splash. I hate that. The evergreen that gets stuck in the Panama Canal of your mind. The what? Oh, the ship. Oh my gosh, the ship. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Time is still there for me to get ready for whatever I'm facing soon, and it's nearing, so I have to be brave for the sake of myself and fate. Absolutely, kids. That's true of each of us. Each of us has something approaching us in our world that requires the courage of us. It's true. Time does not wait for you. I will make the time. Wait for me. Alright. I shall return. I appreciate it, Orange. Welcome back, welcome back. Gone and back. I missed all of that. The silly among the serious. It's true. It's right there. Right there. Lucky, again, welcome. Very good to have you. Very good to have you, Lucky. I don't know how I have the pleasure of having you, but I'm grateful. Grateful indeed to have you. Where did you come along with one of the raids? Were you doom scrolling? You don't got it, but I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you indeed. Okay, self-care is crucial so you can last the full hour proper. Well, I mean, I used to just do this 5 hours at a stretch, but now I gotta, you know, maybe I'm getting it. Well, because I'm antiquitous now. I wasn't last year, but I am now or something. Fan and smooches. I did get the smooches, Mel. We did that. I actually think I'm gonna switch to some tea. Wow. Tell me all about it. Oh. All right. Let's see here. Let me see. I will raise my AC 1 degree for balance. No, don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Raids. Disabled. The doors are closed. The banner is running. I'm not going to enable follower-only chat. We used to historically do that. I'm not going to do that anymore. But if you guys, those of you who are present, those of you who are seeing chat, I don't suspect there will be a ton of movement in chat. Because again, if you guys have comments, concerns, all of that stuff, any thoughts on these things, I'd love to discuss them with you on Wednesdays if you're plugged into a crew. So definitely make note of them. You can also use your crew chat for those of you who are plugged in with a crew. You have access to those private chats. Write down your thoughts, something you'd like to tackle on Wednesday. That is the place, baby. Let's do it. Here in chat, I will be missing it. So for those of you who are seeing chat, and you do see chat moving at all, I'm grateful for all of you guys answering questions, pointing people toward resources, whatever it is that may need doing, because I will be totally unable to do so. And I've got some folks with access straight to mine ears, not like metaphorically, not literally, I don't have... who can ping me if something terrible has gone amiss or awry, if my audio has died out or something broke. But in the meantime, and barring those things, I'm just gonna hold forth. So buckle up. Buckle up. Now, as a reminder for this, we have a visual. We have a visual that I'm going to drop in the Mafia Community Discord. I'm going to put this in the Confabulating channel, okay? I'm going to drop this in Confabulating So for those of you that confabulating is sort of our gen chat for you new joins, very good to welcome you in again. I'm going to drop this in the gen chat. These are the stages of the masculine journey. Okay, this is just a visual representation of where we've gone, where we've yet to go. All of them are included in there. Okay, so we have thus far covered, and I created that little visual. Sorry, it's not perfect, but that's because I made mistakes. It's not perfect, but I hope it's useful. We went through boyhood, the ranger, the warrior, the lover, and now tonight we are concluding the king. Okay, we still, there's more to do in this series as we wrap up with the sage, but tonight is the conclusion of the king. Whew, okay. Talk number 185. The Masculine Journey. Night 11. The King. Part 2. Tonight, as I said, is the continuation of this most critical of stages. The culmination of what the masculine journey is all about, and the reason for all we've endured so far. Tonight we conclude the stage of the king. Men, in the previous installment of this series, I very pointedly said that the world's lack of good kings is a you problem. You can complain all you want about the kings of our age, about how corrupt and selfish they are, but you don't have control over them. You have control over you. And that's, again, on a good day. And if you're not exercising that control to make of yourself a good and worthy king, then you're part of the problem. You can complain about others all you'd like, but it'll be as effective for you as it's always been. So, not at all. You can either take these principles and work at them in your own life, and thereby improve the lives of those around you, or you can sit your happy ass down, useless to everyone and for everything. The world needs fewer cowards and more kings, men who know the cost and yet, for the sake of and to the benefit of others, choose to pay it. I spoke last time at length about a man's character, and asserted then, as I do now, that a man is ready to lead only when his character has been sufficiently developed. Specifically, his character ought be such that he makes the right and good decisions at the fork in the river more often than not. No matter our age or ability, we are yet human, and we'll not be perfect all the time. But he who's fit to lead? His is a heart so yielded to the good, I claimed, that his split-second decisions are, again, more often than not, the right ones. He is in the habit of choosing the right and the good. In my concluding remarks then, I left you with a daunting task: to seriously examine whether or not this is true of you. Do you default to the good? Is it your habit to use your influence and authority to serve those around you, to be a pillar of strength for those who have none? To answer this question, one need only look at the lives of those in your kingdom. Whether it's one person or 500, are the lives of those you influence better for it? Do they thrive under your leadership? Or are they merely useful tools? Do you begin your day asking what good you can do for others? If not, regardless of whether or not you hold the office of one, you'll not be a good king. This you've heard. But now I turn to dwell on the reason why so few men today are able to live out this stage well. The cost. A fool rushes to the throne. He lacks the wisdom to shudder. The wise man does not seek power. He knows its price. It is one of life's great ironies that man cannot fully appreciate the cost of kingship until he is forced to pay it. And yet, our forebears have been warning us of said cost since time immemorial. Shakespeare illustrated this exhaustively in 1599 when he debuted The Life of Henry V. Upon the king, let us our lives, our souls, our debts, our careful wives, our children, and our sins lay on the king. We must bear all, O hard condition, twin-born with greatness, subject to the breath of every fool, whose sense no more can feel but his own ringing. What infinite heart's ease must kings neglect, that private men enjoy? And what have kings that privates have not too, save ceremony, save general ceremony? And what art thou, thou idle ceremony? What kind of god art thou, that sufferest more of mortal griefs than do thy worshippers? What are thy rents? What are thy comings in? O ceremony, show me but thy worth. What is thy soul of adoration? Art thou aught else but place, degree, and form, creating awe and fear in other men? Wherein thou art less happy being feared than they in fearing? What drink'st thou oft instead of homage sweet, but poisoned flattery? Oh, be sick, great greatness, and bid thy ceremony give thee cure. Think'st thou the fiery fever will go out with titles blown from adulation? Will it give place to flexure and low bending? Canst thou, when thou command'st the beggar's knee, command the health of it? No. Thou proud dream, that placed so subtly with king's repose, I am a king that find thee, and I know 'tis not the balm, the scepter and the ball, the sword, the mace, the crown imperial, the interissued robe of gold and pearl, the farced title running for the king, the throne he sits on, nor the tide of pomp that beats upon the high shore of this world. No. Not all these, thrice gorgeous ceremony, not all these, laid in bed majestical, can sleep so soundly as the wretched slave, who, with a body filled and vacant mind, gets him to rest, crammed with distressful bread, never sees horrid night, the chill of hell, but, like a lackey, from the rise to set, sweats in the eye of Phoebus, and all night sleeps in Elysium. Next day after dawn doth rise and help Hyperion to his horse, and follows so ever the running year, with profitable labor, to his grave. And, but for ceremony, such a wretch, winding up days with toil and nights with sleep, had the forehand and vantage of a king. The slave, a member of the country's peace, enjoys it, but in gross-brained little wots what watch the kings keep to maintain the peace, whose hours the peasant best advantages. Again, since time immemorial, long before Shakespeare, but since him too, the warnings of the weight of this thing have come to us by our forebears. This should then come as no surprise. The life of a king is not something for which you should grasp. At least, not without due trepidation and trembling. Make no mistake, the life of a king is in no way simpler. It is in no way more peaceful. It is in no way more profitable. At least, such is true of good kings. Bad kings, on the other hand, well, bad kings need no explanation, sadly. Many of you were raised by one. Which, thinking on it now, is perhaps too charitable a word. From what I've heard of y'all's stories, they did very little raising. It would be more appropriate, I think, to say that many of you were sired by one. Bad kings are all around us, using their position and influence to make their own lives a little more comfortable, very often at the expense of those under their rule. I've often here recounted my stories of time, my veritable lifetime in the Marines. And each time I do, each time I turn my mind's eye back to that life, my gaze is inevitably drawn to the near visible paucity of good kings. Because of the many dozens of Marines I've served under, from E1 on up, I can, with fingers to spare, count on one how many I'd have done anything for. I can count on that one hand how many leaders knew the weight of their role. Every other saw their stripes as either license to pursue their own kicks and bents, or worse, as their chance to finally be the abuser in a world that's only ever abused them. Indeed, many a man bandied about his authority cruelly and wantonly because it was his turn. Why is this? Why do virtually all of us know such men? How does this happen? As with each of the other stages in the masculine journey, there are several ways in which the development of the king is stunted, and they begin early. So let's to it. Think back to your childhood. How much say did you have? How much sovereignty? How much of your little world actually fell under your purview? What sorts of things were you responsible for? The king in a man is stunted this early, yes, when his kingdom is violated, when he's given too big a kingdom, or when he's given no kingdom at all. I've talked to many friends and colleagues over the years, again, many of whom are here with us, listening even now, upon whom these injuries have been visited. And I've no doubt there are many more unknown to me, listening to this talk even now. So let's tackle each of these in turn. Perhaps you were raised by overbearing helicopter parents or parent figures. Parents who never allowed you any sort of autonomy, space to make your own decisions, good or bad. If so, you were robbed of the earliest lessons in personal responsibility, in laying in your proverbial bed once you've made it. For better or worse, we must be allowed to see that not all choices in life are equal. Some of the paths available to us are life-bringing. Others are life-stealing. Beyond learning that his choices and actions affect him, however, the boy must see, as early as possible, that these same choices and actions affect others. Indeed, it sounds obvious, now that we come to it, but without a kingdom of his own when he is young, how will he learn to rule? A boy ought to be given a kingdom to steward. A similar stunting occurs when the boy is given a kingdom over which to rule, but is time and again forced to witness the sovereignty of that kingdom be violated. Is he told that the toy is exclusively his, but then forced to let other, more vocal siblings play with it instead? Is he told that his room is his castle, but not allowed to decide anything about its decor? Is he told that a specific set of chores is his responsibility, but mom always comes in and does them for him, saving the day? Or perhaps it's much worse than these. Perhaps the boy has very little as it is. Perhaps his body is all he really has dominion over. And then he's raped. Then he's sexually abused. It just happens to him. And he's powerless to make it stop. That feeling of powerlessness and self-doubt will follow him for the rest of his days, unless he does the Herculean work here, now, in this journey, to repair his heart. Care ought be given to ensuring a boy's kingdom is not violated. Conversely, maybe you were the kid who wasn't raised. Maybe you were the kid whose dad or mom walked out. Or, if they didn't walk out, might as well have because they were checked out. Many kids in this circumstance are given free rein with little or no structure. In other words, they're given too big a kingdom to steward. A child does not have the wherewithal to rule over so much. He must start small, or the bigness of the world will overwhelm him. And should the boy be chronically overwhelmed in this way, set up for failure again and again, the result will be a timid and indecisive man when he is grown. But beyond the appropriate small-scale rule that a boy ought be allowed to exercise, and as we talked about in the boyhood portion of this series, a boy is also stunted when he is expected or forced to be a king too soon. That is, when the boy has foisted upon him the role and responsibilities that even adults struggle under, when his kingdom, such as it is inappropriately big. What does this look like? Best case scenario, they're an only child and are expected to fend for themselves. Never mind that they're 8 and not 18. They'll figure it out. Worse case scenario, they've got siblings, scarcely younger than them, that they're expected to parent. Again, ignore that they're 11 and are in no way equipped to steward well or wisely their own life, let alone those of other children. Worst case scenario, they're told either implicitly or explicitly, you're the man of the house. And with that cruel, low coronation is saddled with the weight of a crown. Oftentimes, this looks like a father walking out and a single mother unconsciously looking to her son to be her companion, her co-laborer, her compatriot, her protector, her therapist. Many times the boy will take this on himself, unasked. He sees that mom needs support, and he does his best to stand in the gap. I spoke to this during the boyhood portion of this series, but it is a terrible thing to lay such a burden on a boy. He cannot bear the weight of it, and it will be a long time before he can, if he ever can, thanks in no small part to this stunting. The boy is similarly stunted when the father is around, but is weak. When his father has not submitted himself to the tutelage of the masculine journey, when he has not done the requisite work on himself in order that he might be healthy enough to shoulder the weight of others, it is a terrible thing. It is a terrible thing at 8 or 18 or even 28, 38 to be the strongest man in your world. And as a quick aside, I received community feedback after teaching the boyhood stage. And that feedback, chiefly, came in two forms. The first was some variation of, my childhood was just fine, so I skipped ahead, Gus. I skipped ahead to the sections that matter. I heard you were doing the boyhood thing, and I just kind of got that. The second said, okay, yes, my childhood was screwed up, and I was abused, and that sucked, But there's nothing to be done about it now except forget about it and move on with my life. Any guesses as to why I might have been annoyed with these takes? Actually, I suspect even now there are people listening who will, with 100% confidence, believe they know what I'm about to say, but are completely wrong. Why am I annoyed by these? Why am I annoyed by the take that's I've heard? It's because life's not about you. That whole lecture on boyhood was about best practices for raising the boy. And I'm sorry that you got dealt a shitty hand by the adults in your life. And yes, you ought go back and repair the mangled track of your childhood so that the engine of your life can move forward. But did you ever stop to ponder why they couldn't deal you a better hand? The adults in the room, that is. Why couldn't they do better by you? It's 'cause when they heard advice on how to raise a boy properly, they blew it off. You know, kind of like you're doing now. That was my reply to those remarks. Men, however many more times it takes to make this stick, I will reiterate. The breakdown of this world begins and ends with our unwillingness. You and I, our unwillingness to look beyond ourselves. Why should you care about boyhood, you ask? You're just dealt the cards you're dealt and that's it, right? Let's move on to the stuff I have control over, yeah? Well, perhaps you ought to care because you may find yourself as a parent, as an uncle, as a teacher, as a coach, as a mentor, dealing the cards to the next generation. You need to care about best practices so that you can implement them in the lives of the boys who follow after you. The crux of the Ranger stage after boyhood? Figure yourself out so that going forward, you're not twisted by crippling self-doubt. Why is that important? So you're sound enough of a human for what follows. The warrior, the lover, and the king. None of which are about you. Do you know why so many young men joined gangs? I studied this formally at university a lifetime ago, but I'll never forget these sorts of things. You know why so many young men joined gangs? 'Cause the men in their lives didn't think them important enough to learn all this. This constitutes a betrayal. And you know damn well how the mind clings to betrayal. It's the same reason I hear, week in and week out, about y'all's terrible bosses. Is it possible that your bosses are actually the worst? Sure. I've been ranting about bad kings all night, in fact, and I've done this previously, of course. They absolutely do exist, these bad kings. No question. But what's more likely is that you entered into that working relationship with your terrible boss from a position of resentment. You brought that baggage with you. Resentment not of them specifically, but of the office they hold. Resentment of kings writ large. And that resentment can likely be traced back to the betrayals of your youth. Perhaps that's why so many young men today refuse to grow up. Why they refuse to leave behind the whim and caper inherent to the Ranger. Modern day Peter Pans. Perhaps it's because they resent the idea of becoming what they've seen modeled for them by the so-called kings of their upbringing. And who can blame them? If all I ever knew were selfish, weak kings, I might have raged against this wisdom also. In fact, there was a season of my life where I heard and hated the ancient axiom behind all this. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put aside childish things. You know why I hated this notion? It's because I thought I shouldn't play video games. And then I felt guilty whenever I did play video games, especially as I, entered my adulthood. But, as another quick aside, I was wrong. I was too foolish then. I had no wisdom. Turns out that many things considered childish are childish not inherently, but because of the heart behind them. The reason I felt guilty about playing video games was because I was gaming for selfish reasons, with no redemptive value whatsoever, when that time could have been spent on more worthy things. I was not playing a game to build lasting and meaningful relationships with people. I was playing single-player games for funsies and kicks. And this goes for all manner of activity. And you know this instinctively, which is why you feel guilty, oftentimes, as I did. We have movies to celebrate this very thing. Who here has seen Cinderella Man? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's based on the real-life story of James Braddock, if you're unfamiliar, okay? Here's some of the tea for those of you who aren't in the loop here, and a refresher for those of you who are. Braddock was a boxer who, him and his family were hit really hard by the Great Depression, okay, a century ago. And his young family was living in squalor, like many others of the time, because he lost his boxing career when entertainment-based jobs died. Well, the movie is the story of his overcoming adversity and rising back through the ranks to take on the world heavyweight champion, Max Baer. If you haven't seen the flick, I cannot recommend it highly enough. Okay, I can't recommend it highly enough. But the movie depicts a humble, loving, and meek Braddock facing off against the proud, crass, and grandstanding Max Baer. Okay? And when those of us watching hear and see the motivations behind these two fighters, one fighting for money, women, and fame, the other fighting for milk, as he at one point says, for his family, there's no question of who we believe ought win. Did you catch it? Who we believe ought win. Who we're rooting for because he ought win. Because selflessness ought triumph over selfishness. Because the pure motives of a good heart ought be elevated over those who seek only their own vainglory. It is certainly possible to believe, as many of his critics and even some of his family did, that boxing was a selfish or perhaps childish thing for Braddock to be doing when that time could be spent, earning an honest wage at manual labor. Boxing, in this case, could be seen as a luxury sport, selfish, for funsies sort of pursuit. But when we see that the heart behind it belongs to a man literally, sacrificially, putting his body on the line in order to protect and love and serve his family, we don't even question it. Of course he should box. His family needs him. So, men, why do you do the things you do? Why do you game? Why do you spend your time and money as you do? Why do you refuse to face the stage of the king? When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put aside childish things. Okay, let me take a turn here. Am I saying that it's impossible for young men to be kings? No. There are many examples in our time, as well as through history, of course, of young men who led competently, who led and lead competently. But do some digging into those stories and you'll quickly find that their successes are not solely theirs. If an 18-year-old finds himself in charge of an organization, or a squad, or a ministry, your family, because he got her knocked up. His success, if any is to be had, will depend solely on his willingness to listen to and adopt the counsel of the older, wiser men in his life. And if he doesn't have any older, wiser counsel in his life, today's fatherlessness rates tell that shameful story plain enough. Incidentally, if this is you, and you were too early forced into the office of king, the worst thing you can do is try and skip all the stages in between. My advice, my counsel, lean hard on the experience and strength of the older men in your sphere in order to manage as well as you're able the office that you hold. The office. Simultaneously, however, you must make the time to go back and complete the work of the former stages. Just because you were promoted ahead of your time does not mean that you can avoid answering the Ranger's question, do I have what it takes? What's more, you must still learn the lessons of the warrior and discover who the strength of your arm is for. The undeveloped lover in you still needs to learn what it looks like to lay down your life sacrificially for one woman. None of which will be easy while the weight of the world straddles your shoulders, which is why I'm spending so much time talking about best practices, so you don't end up in such situations in the first place. And I must again reiterate, the reason you can't just skim the masculine journey, the reason you must soak in each of these seasons in order, is because handling power well, the culmination and highest ask of all we've been through, requires practice, reps. And reps cannot be cheated. Ask anyone who works out. Which is why there's something of an age gate, incidentally, on being a good king. Again, yes, there are instances in history when some kid becomes king, because royal bloodlines and whatnot, but 999 times out of 1,000, it's a disaster. And the times when it wasn't was when the kid only held the office of king, but wasn't actually wielding power, okay? Which was left up to the older, wiser men he was surrounded by. So, since the prereq for doing any of this well is actual experience, reps, then yes, a man does not enter into the season of the king proper until his late 30s, early 40s. Hard to put a precise age on it, but somewhere in there. To beat the dead horse, because I know somebody's already forgotten, it is certainly possible to enter the office of king before then, but that's not the ideal. Those years have their own lessons that must be learned, ideally, before entering into kingship proper. Okay? Okay. So let's talk about those reps. What does it look like? What does it look like to develop the king in you? We've talked about how this gets screwed up. Now let's talk about how we can do this well. In the same way that the warrior learns by doing, so too must the king. Heck, the very notion of training to wield influence and authority excuse me. The very notion of training to wield influence and authority is spelled out explicitly by Jesus himself. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. So, if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? And if you have not been trustworthy with someone else's property, who will give you property of your own? And I want to take a closer look at a bit of this. That word in there, worldly, okay? If you've not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, okay? It's the translation of the Greek adikos. Adikos. Translation of the Greek adikos, which was used to declare something unjust or unrighteous. Specifically, it's used in this context as juxtaposition for the things which are just or righteous, okay? And the word that's used as its foil here is alethinos, okay? Alethinos, which means true to fact, okay? Or properly true. So we could rephrase that whole sentiment as, if you have not been trustworthy in handling lesser, unworthy things, who will trust you with actually valuable things? Do you see it? The spirit behind his statement is the same one expressed when I say to y'all that you're worth more than the $90,000 a year I lose by doing this. Put another way, the attempt to be a value add in the alethinos lives, what comprise this community, is far more valuable than the adikos riches of the paycheck I'd otherwise be getting. The claim he makes, and that I concur with, is that you listening right now, are worth far more than whatever else I might accumulate in this life. Okay. What does this have to do with training to be a proper king? As I said, it's spelled out right there. Just hear it in reverse. You cannot be trusted with truly valuable things, i.e. people's lives and well-being, until you've demonstrated trustworthiness with lesser things, i.e. money and materials. Okay? This is why the earliest forms of kingship that I've thus described have to do with physical items and spaces. If you're 9, okay, and being a bad king means your room is a mess and that the hallway hasn't been swept, it's not that big of a deal, okay? It ain't the end of the world. But if you're 40 and married with kids and maybe employees or direct reports, and you're a bad king who shirks your responsibilities, that's altogether different. So, best practices here look like getting in reps while the stakes are things like dirty dishes and dirty clothes. After that, getting in reps while the stakes are merely your earnings, as when you have your first job but you still live at home. And once you've proven yourself capable of handling money, getting in reps while the stakes are not just your survival and well-being, but now also include the survival and well-being of, say, a pet. And if you've proven yourself capable with that, then perhaps you can add a spouse to the mix. And if you've proven yourself capable with that, then maybe you can add a child to the mix. And if you've proven yourself capable with that, then you can add another child to the mix. Obviously, this progression is not exhaustive, and there are 1,000 examples of stewardship opportunities outside my list, but you take my meaning. This is why I said at the outset of The King that the entire masculine journey has been building to this. Because every step of the way to get here has included an increase, incrementally, in responsibility. Each rung of the ladder, you will be tested. You will be put in situations where you need to act decisively and strongly on behalf of others. And when you do, when you handle well the test, then is the king in you formed. Then is the heart strengthened. Especially those moments requiring sacrificial decisions of us, when we do put the needs and comfort of others before our own. In those moments when we do plant our feet and stand in the face of great odds or opposition, then is the king in us truly prospered. Like any man, you will feel like you're in over your head with much of this. But this is no different than any other difficult undertaking you've faced. This is just another initiation. Each day will bring with it new challenges and doubts. But as you face them and emerge victorious, you'll soon discover that you do have this in you. That you can act like a proper king. Not perfectly, not every time, but more and more as we grow into the throne we're meant to sit. Remember, this progression is a marathon. There is no sprint option. First, you were king over your Legos and your G.I. Joe. Then you were king over your snowboard, your body, your health. Then you were king over your reputation, your integrity, and your job. Then you were king over your lusts and your soul searching. And if you've done all of those things well, you are ready to become king over the lives of others. And if you haven't done all those things well, if you haven't done your reps with dirty dishes and clogged drains, well, then you'll fit right in. You'll fit right in with the shabby or abusive kings we suffer even now. Even if I didn't have my own reps to get in, I cannot do yours for you. This falls to you and to you alone. Listen to literally any piece of news in the world today. Humanity is crying out for capable kings. Alas. Alas, the should-be kings who've gone before us have done nothing to raise us up in this. None of what I've taught in this series should be novel to a single soul hearing it. We should have been steeped in this language since we could crawl. Instead, we're playing a desperate game of catch-up. 10, 20, 30 years too late. Gentlemen, the time to course correct is now. I know it's not fair that you need to pick up the pieces dropped by others, but since when has life been fair? Penultimately, I have to add, don't do this alone. I'd of course be remiss if I didn't add this. Don't do this alone. Get plugged into a community of men. If at all possible, make it a local group of men. Men whose hands you can shake and whose table you can share. And once you have, fight to keep it. Hold one another accountable and bear one another's burdens. Because one of the biggest lies of the king stage is the idea that by such and such age, you ought to know enough and be wise enough to do everything on your own. Lies. Damned lies. I hate to be the one bursting this particular bubble if you've never heard this before, but there will never come a day where you can untether from others and go it alone. You will always need the counsel and care of others. You will never be sufficient in and of yourself. Never. Which isn't to say that there aren't some things you can handle on your own, obviously. But as you progress in the masculine journey, as you demonstrate competence with a little, you will be entrusted with more. I'm going to say that again. As you progress in all of this, as you demonstrate competence with a little, you will be entrusted with more. The challenges will grow, and with them, the stakes. It's no exaggeration to say that lives hang in the balance when you are a proper king. Do not let hubris blind you when lives are on the line. Lean on the strength and experience of fellow kings, but lean also on the wisdom and understanding of the sages in your own life, of whom I wish you many, and about whom we'll speak in the final stage of the journey yet to come. Understand the weight of the crown you wear, and in humility beseech and seek the strength of those around you. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if 2 lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can 1 keep warm alone? Though 1 may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Now, I want to make something clear. Many of you are hearing my words and thinking, yeesh. Gee, Gus, this sounds like a lot of weight and responsibility. Super fun. Seriously though, Gus, is there no room in my life for fun? This question's a common one, and I want to treat it with, incidentally, the respect it deserves. Because many asking such questions are not yet come into the season of the king proper, you'd be forgiven for the confusion. So let me be the first to encourage you with something that is both true and utterly incomprehensible to you now. What sounds to you like ceaseless misery and drudgery, because you cannot yet see how it could be otherwise, is actually the opposite. Far from being a drain on you, the awesome responsibility that comes with being a good king is in fact the thing that will give you life. Ask any good father. He will tell you that raising children is the most miserable thing in the world. And without missing a beat, he'll add that it's also the most rewarding thing in the world. If you are 25 and childless, you cannot understand this apparent contradiction. And yet, this paradox has persisted for the whole of human history. This, gentlemen, is why we are here. Did you suspect that your reason for being was something as vacuous as and insipid as making money? There's a reason why that specific pursuit has never led to fulfillment. We've many times talked about money's inability to bring you peace. Tonight is no different. If you would feel, however, the deep, soul-gratifying affirmation of a life well lived, then you'll cease looking for it amidst bank statements and portfolio valuations. Instead, take up the mantle of leadership you were always meant to bear. Embrace the king you were born to become. Do this, and watch a lifetime of confusion and angst ebb away. Do this, and experience a wholeness that you never have. Do this, and watch a broken world begin to heal in the shadow of your strength. Men, the best time to begin this was a lifetime ago. The second best time is now. I believe in you. And I believe that if we work together, then one day we will say, we fought the good fight. We finished the race. We kept the faith. And to our children and our children's children, we can say, we did all that could be done in the brief time that was given us here on Earth. And what could be more worthy of your everything than that? Thank you. I'm grateful for your patience, for your time, for your consideration. I'm grateful anew each week to be surrounded by the caliber of human who would choose to part with their Friday, to part with their evening for such a thing as this, for such work as this, who choose of their own volition hard mode, who opt in for the benefit of those who opt out, incidentally, and are likely never to be thanked for it. You have my thanks for being that caliber, for being that remarkable sort. Again, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the people who make all of this possible. People who support on a subscription-style basis, such that I get to plan these things, that I get to write these things, such that I can spend 2 days head down hammering away at a keyboard to try and organize books and books and books of thought. Any good that comes from this can be traced right back to you. Especially big thanks to the public patrons. Aki, Bootless, Dano, Leanne, Ferret, Goose, Abby, Tink, Helly, Marty, May, Karma, Pre, Retro, Rick, Zen, Ryan, Sabrina, Tier, Mouse, Trotsky, Pell, Milk, CJ number 1, and Zen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's followed on Rumble, followed on Twitch, subscribed on YouTube, welcomed in the new joins in the Mafia community Discord, shared with a friend, and to being all around welcoming. We each need this material. We'll tackle life alone to our peril. I'm grateful that you guys are here, avoiding that particular pitfall. I hope to see you guys again tomorrow night for the silly side of this relationship thing. Tomorrow, we resume at the normal time, 8 p.m. Pacific, with Chants of Sinar, this language puzzle game we've been undertaking. And I hope to see you there for it. I look forward to discussions about any of this material, answering any of you guys' questions, clarifying anything in settings built for it, in a manner worthy of you. So again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, heckling, clarifications required, write them down in your crew chat, and let's get after them. Let's get after them together, in a meaningful sense. Let's arrive at actual conclusions. Thanks to Carb and Key for our raid tonight, for all of our followers, all of our new faces. It's a very good pleasure again to welcome you all in. And if this was indeed your first night here and you sat through this, it is my encouragement to you to go back on Rumble or YouTube and listen to the earlier parts of this masculine journey. Again, I linked sort of the visual for each of these stages, the timeline of a man's life in the confabulating, the gen chat of the Mafia community Discord. So go give that a look-see and you can sort of see where we've been and where we've yet to go. Because after this we have the Sage. We conclude with the Sage. I will, in all likelihood, not have that prepared by next Friday. I will struggle to do so. I will strive, but I will see. We will see. In any case, I hope to see you guys for the streams in between. And I hope to earn continued friendship with you. Continued relationship with you. So what does it look like? What does that continued friendship look like? That continued relationship? What does a life in the Mafia look like? What will the sage hold? What will the silliness look like after the seriousness? What will we get up to with the puzzling? Come and see. Come and see. And as ever, I will strive to see that it's a decision that you don't regret. In the meantime, I wish for you each marvelous evenings, mornings, wherever ye be. And I will see you on the other side.